Hey guys, Kevin here from Relax on Guitar, where I teach folks over 40 how to play the guitar so they can relax, have fun, be part of a great online community. And lately been getting some questions and comments from some members in Relax on Guitar. And if you're not a member yet, you can check out the link in the description of this video. But folks have been a little discouraged. They've been kind of saying, I don't have enough time to play the guitar. I can't find the time to play. I'm getting a little discouraged or stuck. I haven't played in a long time. I'm thinking about giving up. So wanted to do a little video for folks on first some tips for some practice routine tips. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk to you about my practice routine and how I kind of go about it. And you can try that out for yourself and see if you like it. You can also check out in the card above or in the description below a video on some beginner and kind of tips for older beginners. So a pretty popular video. You might want to check that one out too when you get a chance. Appreciate it. And thanks for subscribing and supporting Relax on Guitar. So the first thing I talk to folks about is that we kind of make things, things that are important to us, we make time for. So it's really important for you to learn to play the guitar. You're probably going to make more time for it, but there are some things that you can do as little tricks to kind of trick your brain into making it easier to practice, so you're not kind of dreading it or like feeling bad because you haven't done it in so long. So one of the things that you can do is to link practice to something you've already done, or something you already do on a regular basis. So it's easier to start doing something new if you link it to something you're already doing. So for example, I come home from work each night, we eat dinner each night around the same time, and once we've kind of cleaned up and moved on from that, I like to pick my guitar up and play just for a few minutes. I'm not talking a ton of time, but if you can kind of not only link it to something that you're already doing, if it's also during kind of the same time each day, it's even more powerful to help your brain kind of get used to it. When I was doing some in-person lessons, I had a buddy who was taking lessons, and he was super busy. Had a family, had kids, had a job, all that. And he figured out that the best time for him to do any kind of guitar playing and practice was in the morning. So I'm not like a total morning person. This guy kind of made himself be that way. And it was kind of like after he got done drinking his morning coffee, before the kids had gotten up, before things had gotten real busy, he would just pick his guitar up for like 10-15 minutes and was pretty amazed at how that helped him get better much faster. So whatever it works in your day, if you can kind of link it to something you're already doing, it's going to be very helpful. You can also leave your guitar out where you can see it. So I want folks to take care of their guitars. We should take care of our guitars and not leave them out in the rain, that kind of thing. But if you got a guitar stand and you're not kind of putting it away under your bed or in a closet or in a case, then you're more likely to kind of walk by and be like, oh, haven't touched the guitar in a little while. Let me pick that up real quick and play a little bit. That's also been helpful for folks. So if you have your guitar out where you can see it, you're much more likely to go over and pick it up and play it. I'm not talking a ton of time. Change doesn't happen like in huge leaps and bounds. Change usually happens in little tiny increments over time. So I tell folks in the membership all the time, if you're just practicing a little bit each day, it's going to go a long, long way. And it's also like a daily, every other day, maybe every third day. You can't go a long, long time. So when I was a kid taking piano lessons, I may or may not have avoided practicing the piano in between my lessons. So I'd kind of wait, and then like 30 minutes before I got to leave to go to my piano lesson, I'd try to cram in everything I was supposed to work on that week. And guess what? Didn't really work, and my teacher totally was onto it. So it's not something you can like wait and skip and then like play like 3 hours and catch up. It's more of a thing that happens on a gradual daily basis, and your kind of muscle memory starts working and getting into place. So another tip there for you. And then lastly, don't get overwhelmed by everything that you can learn, because there's so much. I mean, there's styles of guitar, music, there's chords, there's scales, there's solos, there's improv, there's songs, there's strumming, there's rhythm, there's a lot of stuff. Don't get overwhelmed and think you have to kind of learn all that at once. just pick a goal. I tell folks to kind of starting out, make that goal a song that you want to play all the way through. I see a lot of folks come through the membership that know a chord or two or a riff here and there, but they can't play a song all the way through. And it's very rewarding and satisfying to be able to play a song all the way through, and then that kind of makes your brain, oh, that's cool, I want to do that again. So one thing you can do is kind of make that a goal, is to learn a song. In my opinion, learning songs is the best way to learn the guitar. And finally, you can play along with the record, CD, dating myself a little bit there, MP3, streaming, whatever you're doing. And that's another great way to kind of practice, is to play along with the record to work toward playing those songs up to speed. So those are kind of some tips to make practice more likely. And so for an actual practice routine, this is kind of how I approach things. The first thing I do, number one, is I stretch my hands and my fingers. And kind of the older we get, the more kind of important this becomes. Nothing real fancy. You just want to get things warmed up. If you've got kind of arthritis or something going on, you might want to run your hands under some warm water. That's a good little trick. But you just want to like get things ready to go and be ready to kind of play. So I kind of stretch my hands out. The second thing I do is I tune my guitar. Recommend you use a digital tuner for that. It just makes things so much easier. And tune every time before you practice. And that's a good way to get your ear used to hearing a guitar that's in tune. So it's kind of ear training at the same time. So you want to tune your guitar, that's number two. Number three, I really recommend using a metronome. I've got a lesson, I'll put it in the description, on how to use a metronome to get better at playing your guitar in rhythm and in time. So I kind of make the metronome part of my daily practice, even if it's for a little bit of time. And there's Maggie May, the official mascot, who's maybe making an appearance, just saying hello. She may or may not interrupt practice time sometimes, but that's okay. She's also a good audience member. So the metronome's an important tool to use. I've got a whole lesson on that, so you can check that out. And then I kind of do, I call it the Ems Method. So E stands for exercise. I do some type of finger exercise to get my fingers ready to play. There's a ton of them out there, so just kind of exercise your fingers. The M stands for the meat of your practice. So the meat of your practice is when you're going to kind of work on that goal. It might be playing a chord, nice and clean. It might be changing chords. It might be strum patterns. It could be a scale. A lot of things. So kind of the meat of your practice and where you spend most of your time is kind of on that goal that you're working on. The S stands for a song. Again, I think learning songs is the best way to learn guitar. So you can practice that song that you're currently working on, or two. If you're kind of past that, you can also kind of improv there for a little bit. And then the last is end on a positive. So if you can finish your practice session, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, by playing something, a song, a chord, a lick, something that ends on a positive note, because that trains your brain to associate something positive with practicing, which then wants you to do that more. So you want to end on a positive. You don't want to end your practice on like the one thing that's giving you the most trouble that you've had to kind of repeat over and over and over. So again, hope you like this lesson. If you do, hit that like button. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, you can click the subscribe button and get notifications for new lessons. You can also check out a link in the description. Learn your next 3 tunes using just 5 easy chords. Some classic acoustic guitar songs there. And you can find that link in the description. Sign up for that, and I'll send those lessons right to your inbox. It includes the tablature and the downloads for that, as well as the chord diagrams. So you can definitely check that out as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next lesson.